This is Reese's commands and corrections video. So this will show you how to give the commands and how to give the corrections. Just remember that each command has a beginning and an end. The beginning is the command itself. The end is okay. That's her release word for everything. So if you want Reese to sit, you can use your hand like it has treats in it and just go up. She also does it without being told. Just using a hand signal, or she can use just verbal, or you can use them together. Either way. So if you tell her to sit and she does not sit, the correction is straight up and over her head. Wait a minute, I haven't said nothing yet. Wait a minute. Down is your flat palm towards the ground. Down. If she doesn't do it, the correction is down to the side. There's one the wrong way. Stay is your flat palm towards your nose. Stay. If she gets up from a sit, then take her back to the spot she was in. Give the sit correction and re-give the stay command. If she was in a down stay and she gets up and moves, then you take her back to the spot she was in, give her the down correction, which is down and to the side, and re-give the stay command. If she's jumping on someone and you have the leash on her, and you have the leash on her, the correction when she's jumping is just a sharp jerk down and to the side until her off. If she's jumping on you and she doesn't have a leash on, then keep your hands up, don't talk to her, and walk into her space. That usually works with her pretty good. She rarely ever jumps. We've tried to make her jump, and she thinks about it, but she generally does not. Now, she's probably going to be happy when she's at home, so there'll probably be more jumping. Let's see, if you had her come command is just Reese come, and if she doesn't come, then it's in and towards your body. You can practice come with her at home, and I'll give you a sheet. But if she's playing with something or she's interested in something and you say, Reese, come, she comes to you, you need to have treats. For the first, until she's reliable, you need to always have treats when you say, Reese, come. If you can't enforce it, if she's out in the yard playing, you say, Reese, come, and she doesn't come, and there's no way for you to reinforce it, then I wouldn't do it. I would make some other kind of noises, try to get her attention, act like you're going in the house. Okay. To get her to come. But if you can enforce it, or you're in the house so you can get her, then let her play with toys, let her have attention on something or somebody, and then say, Reese, come. If she comes, give her treats. Then let her go back to what she was doing. Don't always do Reese, come to get her away from whatever she's doing. If you're always taking her away from fun stuff, she's never going to want to do it. So you can practice having her do Reese, come, which she's pretty good at it, out in the yard loose, generally. Unless there's somebody in the outdoor kennel she wants to play with. But generally she comes, but always try to have treats in the beginning, especially for like the first month or so. Pretty good treats generally, and then let her go back to what she was doing. So just practice. If she was playing, let her go back to whatever she was playing with, or whatever if she was just checking stuff out, let her go back. So she's not always being taken away from the fun stuff. When you want her to heel, usually I would put her in a sit first, then you can pat your thigh and say, let's go. And when she's healing, if she goes in front of you or off the side, turn and go in the other direction for 5 or 6 steps, and then go back in the direction you were originally going. You can also, when you're walking, if she starts picking up speed, you can stop and she can sit beside of you. If you do a couple of those, that'll usually slow her down. Or when you're walking her, you should have your leash tight enough that you can give her correction, but still have a little slack in it. And while you're walking, you can give her correction that's just real quick behind your leg, a little jerk, and say, heel. And she should correct herself. She has weight in a crate, in her kennel, and at doors. So if she's in a crate, before you open the door, tell her to wait, and then open the door. If she starts to come out, shut the door back. But tell her to wait, open the door, and she should stay there until you tell her it's okay to come out. Same thing at the door. I tell her to wait. I go out the door, give her a couple seconds, and this helps calm them down. And then I tell her okay when I'm ready for her to come out. Reese. niece is just taking her to her place and tell her. She can stand, lay down, sit, whatever she wants to do. She can have a toy, but she needs to stay on that place until you tell her it's okay. If she comes off the place, then take her back, tell her, take her back to the spot until her place. She can have a toy on there. She has one, but I think she's sitting on it. And she does pretty good with this. I mean, I've got a dog in a crate, Bailey out here with her. I've had both of them out here a lot, actually. I've had other dogs walking through. I've had other people come through. The main thing is to practice all these at home so that she understands that she now has to do this at home. And just make sure you're telling her she's a good girl when she's doing stuff correctly. So tell her good girl and give her praise. But if you can watch her and see that she's getting ready to do something that she's not supposed to, if you can give her or no before she does it, she'll usually correct herself. But if she does something incorrectly, then give her a correction. But you also need to give her negative markers as well as positive markers. So I always tell her when she's doing good, but also give her a negative marker when she does something incorrectly so she knows the difference. So or no whenever she's doing something correctly. The main thing I would practice to begin with is stay, sitting down and sitting. I would not go far to begin with, but I'd eventually go to the other side of the room. You can go out of the room. I went outside of the parking lot. I have left both of these on place and left the room for a pretty good while. But I go outside and come in. I go out of the room. I swept. I fixed dogs' dog food, fed the other dogs. So they're pretty good. It's mainly practice when you're at home. So practice in the beginning a little, and then just keep going further and further. Go to other rooms. Just get further and further away from her, but start out small when you first take her home. So don't go far in the beginning. And make sure you can correct her. So if she needs to wear her leash or her collar in her leash, then let her drag it so you can correct her. Especially for the first couple days, she's got to reacclimate to being home. So, but let her practice. And just make sure you're telling her good girl when she does good, and whenever she's doing something correctly. I think that's all of Reese's instructions. Good girl.